I just got back from the first ever Stationery Fest, and I have so many thoughts about what I loved at the event, but also what I would have done differently. I wrote all my notes down in my bullet journal just so I wouldn't forget. When I looked through them, I realized everything kind of fell under one of three categories. So that's what I wanted to do today, was go over my three big takeaways from Stationery Fest. I'm also going to weave in video clips of what I packed to the event, what I bought at the event, and a flip through of how I memory kept the event after the fact. So if you're interested in any one of those three things specifically, feel free to look ahead through the video. But I hope that this video serves as like a one-stop place for all information about Stationery Fest, especially if you are gearing up to attend an event like Stationery Fest and you're interested in what I wish I would have known before I went, then this video is for you for sure. So let's get started. Let's start with what Stationery Fest even was. Stationery Fest was a 3-day convention in New York City dedicated to all things stationery. It was hosted by Yoseka Stationery, which is a small stationery store located in Greenpoint, which is a neighborhood in Brooklyn. And next door to Yoseka is a big warehouse space. And in that warehouse space, they got so many vendors to come in and exhibit. To me, it felt kind of like a mix between a pen show and a planner convention. So imagine a big pen name brand next to a small pen maker, next to a big stationery distributor, next to a small sticker shop. It was really amazing to see the variety of vendors that were in there. There was also a separate space for workshops and meetups. It was such a big event and so many stationery enthusiasts were there. So shout out to Neil and Daisy of Yoseka Stationery for even coming up with this idea and then going through with all the planning. I mean, it must have been like such an immense amount of work to pull off this event, and I hope that they continue doing things like this in the future. Takeaway number one is all about preparing for Stationery Fest. In my opinion, I should have done a better job preparing in terms of time and in terms of money. So let me talk about time first. I flew in to New York City the morning of day one of Stationery Fest. If I had to give advice to somebody else, it would be don't do that. You should fly in the night before. That way you can get a good night rest and get to the event plenty of time in advance. By the time I showed up at 11, the line was hundreds of people long. Of course, now in hindsight, that feels obvious. This was a huge first ever event. They sold thousands of tickets. So of course, many people want to get in right when it is opening. And I don't know why I didn't account for that. So what happened was I got to the event at 11. I got in the back of a line and I did not get in until 2 p.m. So 3 hours. I would have rather gotten to the event at like 8 or 9 in the morning after a good night rest. And if I was gonna wait anyway, I would have much rather waited and spent the time before the event actually started versus waiting in line while the event was open and happening. And so that would be my advice, is to get there either the night before or with plenty of time to get in line early. The second half of this takeaway is about money. To be blunt, I should have saved more money. I had a number in mind, and of course I saved leading up to the event itself. But when you're exploring a new city, you're of course going to be spending money on things like transportation, Ubers, Lyfts, public transit, spending money on going out to eat at fun restaurants or going into cool coffee shops, going shopping at places other than the convention. And so those things wound up taking quite a bit of my budget. And then I didn't have as much as I wanted for the Stationery Fest itself. So my advice would be to pick a number and then maybe save twice as much or half again as much as that number leading up to the event. So I obviously took a lot of stationery with me to Stationery Fest. I wanted to be prepared for any meetups, or if people wanted to try out different pens. I wanted to have enough things with me that if I wanted to try memory keeping in the moment, I could. So I took my medium Delphonics utility pouch and I really stuffed this thing to the max. But even then, I still had to really think about prioritizing what items I wanted to take with me as opposed to what I would usually have access to at home for journaling. So I'm going to walk you through what I took with me. For pens, so I took my Kaweco AL Sport Piston because I thought maybe people would want to try that out. I took my Platinum 3776 Century. The reason I took this was because it has a soft fine nib, and so I thought people might want to give that a try. This is the Ferris Wheel Press brush fountain pen. I think these are really unique and I like it a lot, so I wanted to see if people wanted to give this a try. So then for non-fountain pens, I decided to bring the Traveler's Company and Starbucks Reserve ballpoint like traveler's pen. Honestly, I just brought this because it's new to me and it's so cute. So I just like tucked it in my bag just to bring along with. And then I brought a few different styles of brush pens. I brought two Pentel Sign brush pens in my two most commonly used colors besides black. So this really pretty green and this beige. I brought a Tombow Fotoneski hard tip brush pen. And then I brought my favorite Zig Coco Eero brush pen in extra fine. And I brought the Hobonichi 2024 exclusive ballpoint pen. This is the Uniball Jetstream multi-pen. I love this ballpoint. And then I also brought a pencil and an eraser. This is the Leuchtturm and Bullet Journal collab Dragafil, and this is the Uli stackable gem eraser. The other items in the front here I have are my stamps, my favorite stamps. These are from Beverly. These are the companion stationery sets. I have this set here with a lot of stationery items, and then this set here with like some nature items. And I just love that there are so many stamps in a small container, so they were easy to pack. And then I brought my two favorite ink pads. This is the Stazon in Spiced Chai color, and this is the oil-based Shachihara. And I can't remember what color this is, but it's kind of like a mossy green. In the same pouch, I brought my little mini tape runner. This is the MD Extra Small Glue Tape Runner. The only other thing I have in the front here is this Hobonichi plastic folder. I decided to put my transfer stickers in this folder. On the other side, I just put my date stamper, and then I kept a spare Pilot Juice Up gel pen. So this was my backup because it's my favorite gel pen. All right, let's take a look inside. So inside, I had all these markers just kind of thrown on top because they're very tall and they will fit in these pockets, but I didn't want to travel with them in those pockets. So I just kind of threw them in on the top. So I grabbed my most used Zig clean color dot markers, the blue, yellow, gray, and brown. And then I brought some dual brush pen markers from Tombow. These are the dual brush pens that like everybody knows. This is a green and a gray. I wish I could tell you what numbers, but they have worn off. And then this one's also a Tombow dual brush pen, but a little lesser known. So this is like an oil-based brush pen. And I like it because, you know, you can use a brush pen on like shiny surfaces and, you know, it's not water-based, so it won't rub off right away. As far as the planners and things that I took with me, I brought my Hobonichi Hone so that I could, if I wanted to, long form journal daily, but realistically I knew I probably wasn't going to keep up with that while I was busy. I mostly brought it so that people could see, you know, and flip through how I use it if they wanted to. So that's really the reason I brought it, because probably I wasn't going to be having time to journal every day. I also brought this. This is pretty new to me. It's just a sticky note set. And I love how neutral these colors are, and I find myself using them a lot for different things. So I just decided to bring this whole book with me, and it just fit real nice in here. And then finally, I took my normal Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook. It has my memory keeper, my long-term collections, and my sticker organization in it. And so again, even though I knew I wasn't going to memory keep like full on while I was there, just because I knew I wasn't going to have enough time, I figured if people wanted to flip through it, they could. And it's likewise for these other things, if they wanted to flip through this notebook. I didn't pack much inside because these planners or these notebooks took up a lot of room in here, but I did pack my ruler and then just a really small set of washi, but honestly I didn't really even need those. The Delphonics bag, I fully planned on that being in the bottom of my tote bag, just kind of carrying around. But I knew that I wanted to have a few things on hand that were way more easily accessible than the bottom of my bag. So I also carried these things. So this is a rickshaw bag, Sinclair, in collaboration with Sugar Turtle Studio. And I loved carrying this around with me because not only did I have my favorite fountain pens kind of within reach really easily without having to dig all the way to the bottom of my bag, I wound up carrying this like in my hand. And I'll tell you, like, the amount of conversations that started because I had this in my hand, it was awesome. So I kept my Pilot Vanishing Point and my Pilot Juice Up in the front pocket because these are the two pens I'm using as my daily writers right now in my bullet journal. So I wanted those in the front pocket, just super easily ready to take out. Inside, these are the main fountain pens I took with me, and a few little notebooks inside. So I have my Custom 74. This one I just got from Tokyo, my brother's trip to Tokyo. This is the Lamy and Itoya collaboration, Copper 02 for 2024. So I just got this also, so I brought that with me. This is my Sailor 1911 small, just a fun one that I haven't used in a long time. My Esterbrook Esty, I for sure wanted to bring this so that people could try out the mini stub that I have on this pen. And this is the pen that I wound up sharing and having people try the most because people are so intrigued by the mini stub. I also brought the Kaweco DIY pen that I just did a few weeks ago because I wanted to try to find an ink to match this. I had one in mind, but I just thought it would be easier if I brought the pen with me to try to match it up, and it was small enough. I just kind of threw it in here. I also brought this, I think this is a Moonman pen. It's a glass pen. It is removable, but I left the glass nib on there. I like it because it has a cap and it's good for swatching. The last two pens that are in here are in here because I was going to get work done on them. So I brought my Kaweco Art Sport. I wasn't sure if this needed to be tuned or not. Sometimes, more often than I like, there are hard starts on this. And so I brought this with me to see if it could get looked at. And then I also brought this Esterbrook JR pocket pen because I was going to get a custom nib grind on it if I could get a walk-up appointment. I just never used this pen. I bought it in broad, and yeah, as much as I love it, I love the pen itself, I never use it because the nib is too broad for me for daily writing, and so I just wind up using it for like headers, but I want to use it for more than that. So that's why I took this one. Last two things in here are a blank passport insert just for ink swatching with a little Esterbrook blot sheet inside. And then I also brought my ink directory, my little mini ink directory that I created, just so if I was going to buy ink, I didn't accidentally duplicate a color that I already had really close at home. Okay, so non-negotiable, I wanted to bring my everyday bullet journal with me. The B6 Plus is small enough to fit inside of my purse that I had on me, a crossbody purse, and so this was with me at all times. And then these two things were with me in terms of like collecting on the go. So again, I didn't want to have to dig through my tote bag that I was bringing along with me because that could slow me down. So I brought this TN. This is the Starbucks Reserve TN. I actually just got this, so that's why I decided to use this cover. And inside I had a regular standard insert and then a short trip insert inside, and both were blank. And I did that just so I could collect stamps along the way, because you want to be able to have like something with you right away that you can just like open up and stamp at the table. So I wanted to be able to do that without having to dig all through my tote bag. So I had this with me for that. And then this is actually what I usually keep my transfer stickers in, but I decided to keep this with me and empty to collect ephemera. So receipts, business cards, any kind of like papers or brochures, anything like that, I kept in here because it has this nice pocket. And then on top of that, I threw in just like a handful of these stickers that I created in case I saw people that I wanted to pass them out to. So this is the stationery that I had on me, like easily accessible. And then my Delphonics bag was at the bottom of my tote bag, which very quickly got covered by purchases that I made. That is what I took with me. And then I will kind of give my thoughts about what I actually wound up using, what I needed, what I wished I had in just a minute. Takeaway number 2 is to immerse yourself into Stationery Fest. It's a 3-day convention, so give yourself time and space to experience what each day has to offer. Go to meetups, and if your budget allows, sign up for workshops. I did not go to any meetups or workshops this time, and I highly regret it. I can't tell you how much FOMO I had seeing other people's videos about their workshops. It seemed such a good value for the money, and being able to learn a new skill as well as meet a group of people in a smaller, more calm setting, that is awesome. Another thing is, if you want Stationery Fest exclusive items, they do and did sell out. So for sure, go seek those out if those are something on the top of your priority list. The last thing I'll say about immersing yourself is putting yourself out there to make connections. Everybody has their own comfort level with social interactions, but what's really good about being at an event like this is that you're already confident that somebody next to you shares the same interests as you because you're at a niche convention. So if you feel comfortable, say hi, ask them their name, ask what their Instagram account is. And if you recognize somebody from online, definitely reach out and say hi. I had a couple of people message me after the fact saying, "Hey, I saw you at Stationery Fest." And I just thought to myself, why didn't you say hi? I would have loved to meet you. So yeah, put yourself out there if you can. I think it's comforting to know that you already started out with that foundation of knowing somebody next to you likes the same things as you. I collected ephemera like postcards and maps, and I took a lot of photos that once I got home I could print out and put together this memory keeping spread in my traveler's notebook. So if you can find some inspiration on how I memory kept this trip, or if you just want to see how I did it, then please enjoy. So the last takeaway for Stationery Fest is about logistics. For example, having a buddy was huge for me. So I would recommend that you meet up with a friend or two and just have that be kind of like your person for Stationery Fest, because even though you're meeting a lot of new people, just having that home base of a person to wait in line with, or having somebody there that you could always ask to take your picture, things like that, I just thought was really huge. So if your time allows it, arrange to meet with somebody as kind of like a buddy for the entire Stationery Fest. Another logistical thing is to consider what bag you're bringing. I would recommend a medium to large tote that you can just put over your shoulder, because it was easy to take my wallet out of or put purchases into without a whole lot of fuss. Having something like a backpack is a little bit more cumbersome because you had to take it fully off and unzip it. It just felt a little bit more fussy, especially in a crowded small space. I also carried a short trip TN insert with me. And the reason is because a lot of the vendors had unique stamps that they brought that were just out on tables for you to use. And I wanted to take advantage of all of that. And so I took an empty TN, a short trip, just so I'm not wasting a lot of pages. I needed this to be as flat and easy as possible to just lay on the table and stamp as quick as possible. And so I would just have this in my hand. That way I could stamp all the fun stamps from the show. So that was something that I would highly recommend you bring with you. And I just carried this in my hand, although I could have also just tucked it right into my tote bag. This last one feels obvious, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Definitely leave room in your luggage for the things that you are buying there. So when you pack your luggage or your bags for the trip, leave empty space, maybe even pack an empty bag to have the room to bring back the things that you buy. I'm gonna end this video with the full haul of everything that I bought at Stationery Fest. Okay, it's time for the best part, the haul. This is everything I got at Stationery Fest, and so I really don't have that much, I'll be honest with you, so let's go through it. I'm gonna save the pen for the very end, because I did only buy one pen. Can you believe that? So I'm gonna save that for the end. Let's go through all the small stuff first. Okay, from Abby C, or Abby Sai, I got a mystery pack. It comes with a postcard, a sticker sheet, and then this New York Yoseka Stationery Fest special sheet. Before being let into the Stationery Fest, I actually went into Yoseka Stationery, picked up a few small things. I got their Yoseka brass token to put on my traveler's notebook. And then I got the Yoseka home sticker. And then I picked up 2 each of the Stationery Fest postage stamp sticker and the Stationery Fest poster sticker. And then I got this little sticker from Yoseka for New York City. So this was a new brand to me. I think it's Superb Studio or Superb Studio. And I actually just bought one sticker, and I'll tell you why. So I got this sticker because they had stamps at their table, and this was one of their stamps, and I fell immediately in love with it, like obsessed. So I asked them if they sold it in a sticker form, and they said yes. So this is the only thing I bought from them, but I love it so much. And then it came with this free postage stamp sticker style, and I love the envelope it comes in. From Everyday Explorers, I got these 3 sticker sheets. This one for travel, this one for coffee, and this one for fountain pens. From Coffee Monsters Co., I picked up the Coffee Monsters Co. and Robert Oster collaboration ink called Day to Night. I really, really wanted this ink. This was probably the thing I was most looking forward to picking up at Stationery Fest. I also could not resist this, the Coffee Monsters Co. Pocket Notebook from Leisure 1917 collaboration. I'm absolutely obsessed with this, and I could not walk away without getting it. I also saw this really cute little vinyl sticker with all the different paper types. I love that. And then this was in the bag, the special New York sticker for Stationery Fest. I love this so much. From Raytora, a small sticker shop, I picked up the Donut Dog sticker, the Pizza Dog sticker, and the Tomato Dog sticker. How cute are those? I couldn't help myself. They were so cute. I also picked up this egg pin. Isn't that so adorable? It's so small. Okay, from Lazy Sue's, I actually got a mystery pack. So inside the mystery pack was this adorable print. I was actually, before I opened the mystery pack, I commented to her how cute this spam was. So I'm so glad I got this postcard in my mystery pack. Also came with this vinyl sticker, this vinyl sticker, and these Post-it notes. I love these sticky notes so much. I was actually thinking about just buying this individually before I saw the mystery pack, so I'm so glad these came in here. And then if you spent, I think, $10 at her booth, you got the exclusive Stationery Fest sticker that she designed, and I honestly sought this booth out just for this sticker. I love it so much. So from Husming, which is an artist known for his illustration style, I picked up the exclusive Stationery Fest items that he created. So I got this New York hot dog keychain. I love this so much. It says Husming, acrylic. And then I also got the matching sticker of this same design. I love this. Okay, really quickly, I'll go through some of the freebie things that I picked up as I walked around. Both of these stickers were from the Pilot Table. I loved these. This was given to us as we walked in with our name badge and lanyard. It is so cute. I love the mini pen keychains. I would love to collect all of the other ones from Yoseka, and I love that this one is unique to Stationery Fest. I picked this sticker up at Othen Chen's table. They are the artist behind the Lazy Dog and Quick Fox stamp with Yoseka. And so I saw this and picked one up. And then these three were just gifts from my New York buddy, Jesse from At Lines and Lettering. He picked these up in Tokyo for me, and we haven't seen each other since, and so he brought them to me while we waited in line at Stationery Fest together and spent the whole day together. So thanks to Jesse. These were from him. Okay, let's show the pen I got. So this was my favorite purchase of the entire Stationery Fest. It was also the largest purchase. This is the Back to the Land collection with Esterbrook pens, and they come in 3 colors, but I could not walk away without this beautiful green color. This is called Quirky Leaf, and they also come in like a brown color and I think maybe a blue color. So it is the SD model, but in these new colorways. So here's the pen itself. It's so beautiful. I love this olive green. And then it has the orange band around the threads and the orange band around the cap. I got it in an extra fine because I do not have an extra fine stock nib with Esterbrook yet, so I can't wait to try this out. And it came with a couple of freebies. So it has this magnetic pen holder with Esterbrook etching detail on the side here, and it magnetizes together. It also came with a nib wipe, like keychain type thing. So has some terry cloth concentric rings here so that you can wipe your nib. A Esterbrook sticker, an Esterbrook wooden stamp, an Esterbrook bookmark, and some blotting sheets. I love these. I have some from another design, and I love their blotting sheets. So this is my haul. I'm really happy with my purchases. I hope that you saw some new makers and you go check them out on Instagram or on their websites, because boy, there were so many talented artists there, and I really hope that they get just all the followers that they deserve, because they are so skilled and so lovely, and it was so nice to talk with each and every one of them. Okay, that's it. I hope these takeaways were helpful. I'll see you next time.